welcome back to another finger painting video. Today we're going to be painting fire. These are the colors that you'll be needing: red, orange, yellow, brown, black, some paper, and your fingers. First thing, we are going to make our lugs. Dipping into the black and the brown, we're going to mix them together to get a really smoky brown color. And we're going to just take our fingers and swipe up towards the middle. With the side of our finger, we're just swiping up towards the middle. It's okay if it's a little bit ragged on the edge. Okay, we're just going to keep going. And we're going to do, I think, four or five of these logs. So we're going to kind of make them all point towards the center. And if it doesn't fully cover, that's fine. It's actually a good thing if it's not fully filled in near the center. As you will see in a minute, we're going to make 4 of these. And they are all going to point towards our center point. Boop, like so. I'm going to actually just make that. Okay, so there we go. There are our lugs. I'm going to actually touch into this brown and do just very lightly, kind of drag it over top. And this is going to create kind of a log wooden effect because logs have the bark. So this is going to make it look a little bit like bark. We're just lightly, not even really touching our painting or our paper. We're just lightly dotting or dragging our finger over that log area. And that is going to just give it that extra, that is bark. That is bark, like an actual tree. Okay, cleaning off our fingers now. That is very important. We want to make sure that we have a really clean finger or two, however many you are using. I like to keep a little bit of water beside my painting area so that I can dip my finger in and then wipe it off on my painting towel or washcloth or paper towel, whatever I'm using, dipping into the yellow. This is going to be the center of our flame, the center color, and the brightest color of our flame. So we want to make sure that we leave this white spot in the center so that we can fill it in with our yellow. And we're going to kind of just pull it up. And using the texture of our paper and our finger, we're just going to kind of let the paint dissipate or disappear as we pull up. So keeping it the darkest right here, we're going to make sure that, yeah, see, kind of like so. And maybe we even pull it in a little bit, but that is going to be our main flame. So I just take it and I just drag my finger up. And you're gonna have a lot of friction from your finger with the paper. It's going to pull a little bit on your finger. You will feel that. Might not be the most comfortable feeling, but it's going to give this really raggedy flame effect. Okay, so we have a very yellow center. I'm gonna actually take our yellow and in between the logs, I'm gonna pull a little bit as well. And if it mixes with the black and the brown, that's okay. We just want to show that this fire is feeding off all of the oxygen around these logs, because that's what would actually happen with fire. If you've ever been around a fire, I grew up with a log burning stove in our house, so we would heat our house with wood every winter time. And then in the summer times, we would often have bonfires outside in my backyard. So this is a very special image to me, this fire. Now going in with our orange, I'm gonna actually put a few spots because the orange is kind of going to go in the middle. It's not going to go in the center, it's going to spread out. And because it's going to spread out, I'm actually going to take it and pull it out from the center. I'm gonna let it just kind of mix, leaving some yellow pieces here and there. We're just gonna kind of pull it up. And actually, I'm gonna actually pull it down as well. We wanna make sure that we don't leave any dots. I made the dots, but we're going to take those dots and make those dots disappear. And see if we get these streaks. That gives a really nice, cool effect to our fire. Really makes it look like it's burning. It's burning nice and hot, keeping everything nice and warm with our fire. And I'm actually going to take the orange and go a little bit here in between the logs as well. I'm gonna go to the edge of the yellow, or in the center, and then just pull that like so. Just make a few little dots showing where this orange would be. Okay, so we have that. Our fire is getting warmer, but it hasn't reached the full fiery hotness point yet. And that is where we are going to dip in with our red. And going, again, like we did with the orange, we're gonna go a little bit more further out. And that is going to be our hottest point of our fire. We're just gonna pull out and push it, pull out, push it. And that is how we're going to make the extra hot spots of our fire. Make sure, especially with the red, that you don't leave any dots, even though I like to dot on my initial color. Just make sure that if you have to use a little bit more paint, you do. And just go back and forth, blend that color out. And there you go, you've got some fire. I'm gonna throw a little bit down here. Ooh, using a spare finger to kind of just give a little bit. But again, we're just lightly adding our color. We wanna make sure that we don't put it on too thickly, because then it'll get a little too out of control and all over our paper. Now we got our fire and we got our lugs, but we want our lugs to kind of have that log end. So dipping into our yellow and our brown, we're going to mix that up. And so you get this really nice light brown, kind of like you would see on the end of a log. And what we're gonna do is just wiping off most of the paint, but using a little bit on the edge of our finger, we're just gonna kind of do a line boop, at the end of the log. Or we're gonna tap it. We're gonna do a circle. We'll just do a circle, right like that. Yeah, this looks better than the line. There we go. Little circle at the end of our log. This is going to be where you can see the lines, the circles on the tree. And that, if you don't know, circles on the tree is how you tell how old a tree is. You measure the age of a tree by the number of circles. I'm gonna actually add a little bit to these ones on the end because we wouldn't quite see the full circle. So going in with our black brown, I'm just going to kind of go over the end and make it look more like a log. And there you have it. There is our finished painting. Ta-da! We have fire. It's all hot and fiery. What do you guys think? Did you paint along with me? And until next time, bye!